Now, when we hear about the problems facing the NHS, the word crisis is often used. There are suggestions that a special tax is needed to raise money for social care. And it's forecast that in around 20 years, Wales will have 250,000 extra people over the age of 65. So is the solution all about money? Well, here's our economics correspondent, Sarah Dickens.
Probably not what you imagine when you think about healthcare, but the NHS in Wales is increasingly turning to places like this to heal people.
If you go to a doctor, you get given prescription, that's great, and for a lot of people that works. But for some people, nothing changes in their lives, and that's the problem. A course of Down to Earth is as effective in treating depression and anxiety as a course of medication within an 8-week period.
Is it more expensive or cheaper to come to Down to Earth?
It's a lot cheaper.
These offices have been built by the people who come here. Some learn skills to help them get a job, others to recover from brain injuries or anxiety. The organisation argues it's cheaper and more effective than antidepressants and can save the health service money. The NHS in Wales is a vast beast and it spends nearly £6.5 billion every year. That's almost half of all the money that the Welsh Government has to spend and works out at about £2,000 for each one of us in Wales. So do we spend more or less than other developed countries? Well, this graph shows we're pretty much in the middle. We don't spend more and we don't spend less. Marcus Longley has been studying the money spent on health in Wales for more than 20 years.
The first 10 years of this century, 2000 to 2010, the health service in the UK had about a 50% real terms increase in resources. 50% real terms. Huge. And then we've had, since then, about another 8 or 9 years of every single year real terms cut. Now that is not helpful. That doesn't help the health service plan ahead.
But the health service is treating more and more of us. And on average, we make more trips to the GP, more to outpatients, and more to hospital wards. It's trying to work smarter. Here at Aneurin Bevan Health Board, they've teamed up with people outside health to try to find better ways of operating.
It's not just what the money is, it's what you do with that money and how you can use technologies and all of the different solutions that are out there to benefit patients. For example, how do we partner with industry? What about the charities, the voluntary sector, and those organisations who all can work in partnership together to develop new innovation for patients.
And the Health Board has brought in experts with PhDs in maths to improve systems of working, and they've already saved £250,000 in 8 months.
So as you can see on the screen, we've got red dots moving on the system, and we can see where the queues are building up, which allow us to see bottlenecks that might be occurring in real life.
But health is closely affected by other factors like diet, poverty or levels of social care. So is working differently enough to cope with growing demand? We can expect to see projects like this becoming more commonplace. And as more people are using the health service more often and forecasts of that accelerating, we might well need both approaches, more cash and a different way of operating.